Coach, you have all season, it's been the same thing. Make the routine, all the noise. It's one thing to say it and preach it. It's another thing for the buy-in factor. What is the buy-in factor with your kids right now?
Well, I think they believe in themselves, and they believe in each other, they believe in the program. They know that if they pour a good week's work in, they're going to see the results on Saturday, and that's a feeling where it makes all the work worth it. We talk a lot to our team about being unselfish, because now there's money out there, there's recognition, there's image, there's fame, there's all the things that come with it, and so we have to focus on the team. We can't be focused on the individuals, and that's coaches too. You got coaches and players involved in this. So when we win, good things happen to everybody. You can already see some of the attention, some of the things that are going on. I think they believe in that. I think they understand that. I think they want to win some team goals here this year, in a big way, different than last year. This is a different team, and they want to write their own story.
You bring it up all the time, and you call it noise. Nick Saban called it rat poison. Woody said they're just trying to make you soft. And I loved your story you told about David and Goliath. And it was a little thing, and you're so right, because it's a little thing you don't do, and then all of a sudden it bites you.
Yeah. I was actually listening to Roy Hall kind of talk about the story of David versus Goliath, and he was talking to some of our players, and then so I sort of piggybacked off of that, and it's great to have. We don't get a chance to be around too many people in public during the season, but every once in a while we'll have some former players come in or different people and just sort of talk to the team, and then you can just pick up different things. And I thought it was really fitting for where we are right now. And so, we've used that as sort of something to go to, like, don't let the little things go, man. Don't. And you got to stay hungry every day, and that's it. And that's the challenge that we have to have. And I think to this point, to be fair, our guys have done that, but that doesn't mean anything about what's going on moving forward. I think it's important for all of us to understand that we haven't achieved anything this year, nothing. So we got to go about the business of, being hungry every day. Caleb Downs said it during the Skull session, I thought, really well last week. He says, the hungriest team or the hungriest player usually has success. But when your goal is to be the best in the world at what you do, you wake up hungry every day. And he's right. And that's the mindset of a guy like Caleb Downs, and it was good for some of the younger players to hear that.
You faced adversity against Penn State. And I don't know, was that, I know you would rather not face adversity, but the way your team responded, was that good? And was it, because there's going to be, down the stretch, bigger moments.
Yeah, no, everyone was beside themselves, when we turned the ball over. And how do we respond? And they did score, and so now you come into halftime, and all right, what kind of a response are we going to have? There was no panic, and I asked. When we get into halftime, a lot of guys get spread around, and then afterwards we regroup. And on Sunday I came in and just said, did anybody see any panic? Because I didn't see any when I was standing in front of the team. And they said no. Let's just get to the root of the problem. What have we seen? What's going on? And there was a lot of confidence that we're going to start with the ball in the second half and go down and score, and that's exactly what happened. And they did it. So a lot of these guys now have seen some big games. They've seen some big moments, and they have confidence. I think that's another. When you have experience and confidence like that, you don't panic. I think when you panic is when you have doubt, and these guys don't right now.
I think sometimes us, the fans, are spoiled. You guys make it look easy every week. I know it's not easy, and you celebrate the wins because it's not easy, but every week it's not easy, and it's not going to be easy Saturday.
No, and you can make no assumptions or take anything for granted. The minute you do, you're about to get it, and that's the game. But you have to be on edge all the time. You got to be on your game, and sometimes as the head coach, you got to figure out ways to press buttons and get under people's skin to make sure that there's a certain level of uncomfortability in the building, because you have to be that way. That's just the way this whole thing goes. So, but I'm proud of where our guys are right now. But again, I think for the coaches, it's their job to make sure that they impart their wisdom on the players, because the coaches have seen it. They've seen long seasons go great. They've seen seasons where you start slow and you finish strong. They've seen seasons where you start strong and you fizzle out, and all the different things in between. And so you try to impart that knowledge to the guys so that they can use that to reach their dreams and goals. But everybody in the organization has to be willing to tell the truth. So if I see something in you where you're coming up short, or you're coming in a little late, or you're maybe not following through with your meetings, or something like this, we got to call it out, because even if you're wrong, at least you care enough to challenge the other guy, and that's part of being a team.
Last thing, and I know you sweat all the details. You don't let anything go by. You want to know everything. With that said, this has been a tough place historically for Ohio State to play. 2018 was tough. Jim Tressel lost there in 2004. Is there anything about that place as you do research or anything? Or
No. I mean, we have to play well, and it's always going to come down to the same things. And so, we have to bring our own energy, and it's going to be the same things. You want to turn the ball over, you're going to find yourself in a game in the fourth quarter. We learned that lesson last week. We don't want to tackle well, we're going to find ourselves in a game in the second half. If we continue to do what we've been doing and be efficient and follow the plan and win in the situations and play really, really hard and grade out a champion, everyone does their job, then it'll be a good day. But that's it, and that's a challenge to be consistent week in and week out.